camp says that you've had 4 years as vice president to do all the things you've promised in the campaign, but haven't done it. Is he right?
The former president is really becoming quite desperate, and is really been offering a lot of misstatements and misinformation, and perhaps it's because he wants to distract from the fact that he has offered no plan for the American people. My plan is about building an opportunity economy.
Oh my God, there we go with the opportunity economy again, that she's been hiding from the American people for the last 3.5 years.
If any of you can define what the opportunity economy is, do it. I need to know. I need to write it down. I got a pen and paper. I want an opportunity economy. I want an opportunity to, I don't know, live my life. Dave Ramsey just did an interview with Donald Trump. And I hope Dave Ramsey, he's a financial expert, I hope he's going to explain what an opportunity economy is. Do me a favor, follow me over there, veteranbiker.locals.com. We can talk like adults. A little salty language. Do that. First Amendment's under threat, and I know they're coming for me.
Joining me now, Dave Ramsey, personal finance expert, host of The Ramsey Show. Dave, it's always wonderful to see you. But she talks about, like, well, he doesn't have a plan and he doesn't understand what. But you talk to folks every day in your show, and they ask for your advice. Do people think things are working now as they should? And what are their financial struggles?
No, I think they realize exactly where we stand. And like you are aware, we sat down with President Trump last week, and the question I asked him, in the first part of your term is if you get in the first 90 days, people are concerned about $7 eggs, 7% interest rates, house prices outpacing their wages. They're concerned about $5 gas. I think the economy is the number one issue in the election.
What's the number one issue to you? The economy, the border, inflation, your kids, story time at school, this woke ideology, the military. You pick a crisis, you pick a problem right now, and it's at the foot of the White House doorstep. And guess where Kamala Harris has been for the last 3.5 years? I'll let Dave tell you.
Well, and the stories, Dave, about families, parents having to dig into their 401ks and their retirement plans. I was listening to your show, this is a couple months ago, and someone called in about that. What do they do today?
Yeah, I mean, people are doing all kinds of different things. Some are coping better than others. Some are more willing to cut lifestyle in order to, use some common sense in their budgets. But and most of the people on our show are not waiting on someone in the White House to fix their life. They're well aware that their life is their responsibility, and what happens in their house is more important. But the White House can set the table. The administration can set the table and let the economy run and give people an opportunity to go prosper.
Ooh, he just used that opportunity word. Okay, Dave, tell us more.
How did you find President Trump in your interview?
We sat down, did a long-form interview. We posted it yesterday morning. We've had about 2 million people watch it in the last 24 hours. And I found him to be just real calm, really, really knowledgeable. Dropped all the numbers, and they were all right on the different issues on taxation and on energy and on the economy, because that's what I was hitting him on, was that stuff. But it was just two guys sitting and having a conversation.
Well, did Kamala Harris, did you get a chance to interview her, or?
We reached out to both camps, and the Harris camp has told us that we're under consideration.
Oh.
Look at that shit-eating grin. Do you think Kamala Harris, don't want to say her name wrong, be accused of being a race car driver. Do you think Kamala Harris would ever go on an interview with Dave Ramsey, an expert on the economy? I don't even know about expert. But a lot of people follow Dave Ramsey. They respect his opinion. They respect his opinion on how he goes about getting out of debt, staying ahead of the power curve, and just living your life without the government intervention. Right now, the government has their hand in your wallet, the hand in your purse, and they consistently take money away and they give it to people that don't like us. They give it to people outside of America. We've sent $24 billion over the last year to Ukraine. I think we've given $8 billion to Israel. Every other country you can think of, we have consistently given them money. Do me a favor. I'll give you a challenge coin from my channel if you can tell me or name me one country that has given the United States any foreign aid over the last 5 years. Leave that comment down below. Name a country that's given us anything but their criminals.
Well, Dave, I have to say, of all the shows that you've done over the years, and you won the Marconi, one of the great radio hosts, that will be the tour de force. So I'm looking forward to your sitting down. Kamala.
These are scenes from the border. This is on a daily basis. When you know, and when you want to know where your tax money is going, this is the answer. This is what's happening. I can't play the audio. It would probably get removed. But this is the southern border of the United States. That's right, the United States. And all of these people coming here are your responsibility. They are at your doorstep. And I hope they find a house in a neighborhood with a White Dudes for Harris sign in the yard, or a Walls Harris campaign sign, or a I'm voting for Kamala, or I'm voting for her, or I only vote for women. I hope they find a sign and they go knock on the door and they say, hey, I need a place to live. And I'd love to see the look on the people's face whenever that happens, because this is their problem. When you don't want to stop what I'm showing you here, you're responsible. This is your problem. Silence is compliance. And every one of you need to share this video. You need to get out and vote. And you just need to ask one of your friends the question, how many of the people in this video are you going to allow to come live with you? Many people lock their door at night. Why shouldn't we be locking the door to our country? You wouldn't allow these people to come stay in your garage. You wouldn't allow them to come hang out on your couch, around your kids. I guarantee you, you wouldn't even give them a ride to the grocery store. You wouldn't. But why do you want to bring them in and make other people responsible for their care? I don't. At some point, people need to take their own life in their own hands and make their own choices. You got a choice on November 5th. If you want more of this, buckle up.